my name is Rori, and you are listening to Rori's Room, the podcast where we discuss anything and everything life throws at us. This week, I have 4 special guests, my dear friend Sophia Kessel, cryptid explorers Jackie Riesterer and Donna Fink, and citizen researcher Lee Hampel. In this episode, we will be deep diving on the history and behaviors of the well-known Beast of Bray Road in Elkhorn, Wisconsin.
It's spooky, even though we want to see him and we're looking for him. But if you're out on Bray Road or anywhere around here at night, on the field here, it's fun. It's always fun. We want to see him, but it's very spooky driving on these roads at night.
I mean, it depends. Some nights I don't have any feeling out here. Now my farm that we're at now, I'm a quarter mile from Bray Road. But some nights, yeah, the back of your neck, your hair stands up in the back of your neck, and you're doing double looks and trying to look around. And my neighbor lady came back about 7-8 years ago, came over and she lived here on my farm, and she came over and said, Lee, if you go out there at night, be careful. And then she left. So what, there was more to that. There's more to that. So.
What sounds or sensations stand out when the area goes quiet?
Sounds would be maybe a howl in the distance, or a door slamming, or sights might be lights.
Orbs. Yeah, orbs, and we've heard them running through the grass at us, and like 3 dogs running towards us, it sounded like, and should have been within 10 feet of us, and you look and there's nothing there. They were barking and stuff, and there was nothing there, so you might hear just about anything out here, but we do hear a lot of banging, like door bangs or, just loud noises over there, because he's back in there too. Lee got pictures of him.
So when it goes quiet, yeah, then you start looking around, because you're more apt to hear howls, or you're more apt to hear rustling in the grass, or like metallic sounds. There's somewhat of a correlation, but you hear those sounds sometimes too when the frogs are croaking and when the crickets are chirping. But when it's quiet, it's more eerie.
Have you ever had a moment where you felt something was just beyond the edge of the flashlight beam, like you couldn't see it, but you knew something was there?
Yes, there's always something beyond the flashlight beam.
Yeah, because we've seen, you're past your flashlight, we've seen eye shine out there, and of course you never know what it is, but beyond, yeah, he's always there. If you take pictures, if you just take pictures of nothing and you look at your pictures later, and a lot of times there's something in the picture that you didn't know was there.
It's creepy.
Yeah.
Well, often. If you're out here in the daytime, you'll catch movement to your off in your peripheral, or at nighttime with a night vision scope, or with a spotlight. Yes, you will. There's movement many times is not normal.
If you could say one thing to the beast or about it, what would it be?
Why are you here?
Yeah, what are you doing here all the time? Do you live here? I think he comes with the UFOs, because Lee has a lot of UFOs, visiting different ones, and they just hang out here for hours. And so what is he doing here? But really, what we always ask him is, will you come out and let us see you? And he did finally, 3 years ago? Out in that field back there. He came out, and Jackie was able to get a 20, 30 seconds of video of him standing in the soybeans. And that's because we asked to see him. We're always respectful, and we tell him we mean him no harm. And he came out once we were over there getting in the car, and he came out in that soybean field. How far away?
10 feet, 20 feet?
Oh, he was further than that, wasn't he?
I mean, I talked to him. I asked him, why are you here? What do you want? How can I help you?
Yeah.
Can I help you? I mean, I'm in this 3-dimensional world that we're living here, and I think he comes from another portal or another universe, another non-three-dimensional world, and you're here. Do you want something that I can provide for you?
So how did each of you first become involved with the Beast of Bray Road story?
I read Linda Gottfried's books, and you can't park anywhere on Bray Road and go looking for him over there. And I finally saw an interview she did with Lee, and I thought, well, maybe he's got something out there, but maybe he doesn't, or maybe he thinks he does. And then when he posted a video of a white light following him down Bray Road, right? A white light, like an orb, white orb, following him in his car or his truck down Bray Road, I thought, oh, he's the real deal.
September 2013, I bought this property in 2007. A neighbor farmed it until 2011. So I farmed it 2011, 2012, 2013. The hayfield that you're looking at. In September 2013, I needed help baling hay, and my two neighbors helped me bale hay that Sunday, that particular September. And we got done baling hay, and we were standing right where we're standing. We're sitting right here. We're standing there looking out at the field, and one of the farmers said, Lee, the werewolf lives back on your property. Now, I was a math teacher, chemistry, computer science, and this guy's telling me a werewolf lives back on my property, and I kind of said some derogatory things to him. But I started doing experiments, and I've been collecting data for the last 12 years, and yes, a werewolf lives back on my property. It's called the Beast of Bray Road.
What were your first impressions of Linda Godfrey and her work?
I loved her books. She had just so many sightings, and that's how we first found Bigfoot, was from one of her books. We read about a spot where a Bigfoot was seen by Lima Marsh, and we started going out there, and they were there. I got a picture of one in a tree, and we had so many exciting adventures. So I'm really grateful to her for her books and her research. It's been fun. It's always fun to be scared.
Yeah.
I contacted Linda in October of 2013 because things were happening here. So I started looking in Google, and her name came up, and I contacted her. And she came to my farm here in October of 2013. And variety of times she came and we talked, and she would walk around. But no, her expertise in journalism was excellent, and her recording of history was very, very good. Very, very, very fortunate for the future of many of the cryptids.
How has your understanding of the beast evolved over time from local legend to something more personal?
Local legend, you think, yeah, whatever. But until you see it, no, it's real.
I think local legend, a lot of people want to scare you with stories that, dogmen attack, dogmen kill people, dogmen this, just like he's some brutal beast that's just going to kill you if you're out here. We've been out here so many times at night. Sometimes Lee's here, sometimes he's not. And the beast isn't anything like that. He doesn't, he's thrown sticks at Lee's truck. But
and rocks.
And rocks, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's never tried to do anything to us. And we've been out here when, some things rub my back and there's nothing around, and there's a mist surrounding us, and something's howling right there in the marsh, and we know he's right here, and we see orbs. They come right up to you, and nothing hurts you out here.
I feel like the media has definitely done that, because they've made numerous movies on like how it's a ferocious beast that attacks you when you go down a dark road, and like they need to have survival instincts. They don't want to be found. Like if they want to be found, they'll be found, but they have to survive out here. They don't want to be found. So often they'll eat like animals like a hit on the road, or survive off of like other non-livestock. But they don't actually want to hurt you. They're just creatures out here as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, if you were mean to him or something, or nasty, or you said something, I mean, you don't even know if he's around and you're saying sarcastic things and stuff. I think that they will, because I know Bigfoot will. Mm-hmm. He's going to pay you back. He'll like make you sick and dizzy and give you a headache, and it's called zapping somebody. Well, Lee was zapped really bad when he saw it over here in this field, and he was very, very, very sick. But beyond that, he's seen it a lot. It passes by his barn, and he's heard voices talking out there by the marsh too. Human voices.
I actually thought I heard some earlier. Right at the beginning. And I thought it was coming from my phone. That's why I looked down. And it sounded like two people having a really faint conversation in my phone.
Yeah, where? Where were we standing?
Right here.
Yeah,
it was right as we were starting the interview.
Yeah.
You heard that too? That's crazy.
You heard it?
No, I
Oh.
because there was.
Yeah.
Well, we've heard that before.
I thought I had an ad playing on my phone because that's kind of what it sounded like. My phone was all the way down.
One time we were horsing around with barking, just barking, howling ourselves.
Yeah.
And then we were chit-chatting, and all of a sudden her phone went off. The same thing we were doing. She didn't touch it. It was howling.
It was a YouTube video that started playing, and it was about a wolf howling. And I hadn't selected that. I did. My phone was laying up on the dash.
On the dash, yeah.
And it started howling too.
And we're
and
like,
I thought,
what's that? So.
But we haven't heard voices out here. We've heard them by Bigfoot, mumbling. Mm-hmm. But you can tell it's two of them talking. But Lee has actually heard voices more than once, and so has his friend out here talking. And they're human. Well,
they
sound human.
They sound English cadence, but you can't understand what they're saying.
No. But you sat out there for how long when they were talking?
They'll talk, 4 or 5 minutes, probably 5 minutes.
Yeah. He was sitting out there by the marsh in his truck by himself.
Yep.
I would have been, oh my gosh. Because you can see there's nobody there, And then over here, where else was it?
By the North Woods.
By the North Woods, and Jeffrey, right?
Jeffrey
his friend,
heard him by the North Woods.
Heard him talking. Heard something talking. Right. It could be the UFOs, because all kinds of UFOs. That yellow egg one hangs out there by the on his property and behind for hours. And he has video of it.
I wonder if there's something going on in this area, because even on the way, because I live about 20 minutes from here, and 75 acres, like I was talking about, growing up, me and all my siblings knew there's something in that woods. We can't go out there in the dark. Like one time, my sister's, when one of her dogs died that she was very close to, it would have a cowbell on it so that she could hear where it was. And after it died, she heard the cowbell ringing in the woods when we were on a walk. And I was with her, I heard it too. And it was just weird stuff like that would happen all the time growing up, and so not to jump in, but
You live in East Troy.
yeah, it's about 20 minutes from here where I live.
They
yeah,
have dogmen. I'm sure there's Bigfoot out there, and they do that both, or spirits. Could be, I know Bigfoot could imitate just about any noise. So when you think it's a noise that shouldn't be out there, well, just like the banging out there, it sounds like car doors sometimes. And you can see when there's anything out there, there's nothing out there.
Yeah.
It's a weird area.
It was presented to me, in 2013. I started doing experiments right away. My math, chemistry background, I wanted to approach it scientifically as possible. I've had 1 to 5 cameras out for the last 12 years. I've done numerous, hundreds of experiments to try and get repeatable experiments. So my goal the last 12 years has been to collect data. And certainly in that process of collecting data, as scientifically as I can, there are many truths that the Dogman, the Beast of Bray Road, is on my property many times. With tracks are facts. I see hundreds and hundreds of tracks that are unknown to the biological world. They look at my tracks, they say, that track doesn't exist, but you can come in my farm and see that track almost any time. A 5-toed, 7-pad dog track. So.
Can you talk about the time that you were zapped?
Oh, yeah.
May 5th, 2017, I pulled out of my driveway to go into Lake Geneva. And on the side of the road here was 2 orangish red eyes, very, very luminous, very bright. And I knew right away that I was not looking at a coyote or a deer because they're greenish yellow. And I knew I was looking at the Beast of Bray Road. It then went down the embankment, and the embankment's 4.5 feet deep with a foot of grass on top of it on May 5th. And he's looking over the top of the embankment at me, so I know he's 6.5, 7 feet tall. Then he went down the embankment. Then he jumped out into the field 15, 20 feet, and I saw one red eye, and then another 15, 20 feet, I saw another red eye. Well, in that process, I came back to my shed here, called my brother, and told him the story. Well, that night, I became very ill, and I have a bedroom. I sleep in my barn here, and I became very ill that night. And I have an outdoor bathroom which I visited often, and so I threw up, and I vomited, and just became very ill that night. And I thought I called my brother around 11, and later I found out, talking with him and my sister-in-law, I called after midnight. So I lost an hour to hour and a half of time that I have no idea where I was at, and I became very ill after I had seen it that night, May 5th, 2017.
The first time that you heard about the creature, what was the reaction in the community?
Most of the people in the community are in denial or don't want to talk about it.
Oh, yeah. This is the first year or the second year, I think. They call it a Beast Fest in Elkhorn, but typically they have nothing for sale there. Where they could be cashing in on this thing. There's no T-shirts, there's no keychains, there's nothing in Elkhorn. And everybody that comes to his events is always saying, why isn't there anything in Elkhorn? So they're not celebrating it, but and they're in denial, aren't they? Unless you're a neighbor. They'll talk to Lee because he's got property here. But like the lady next door, she wasn't going to tell me anything, They're all in denial, aren't they?
Denial, or just they don't want to be ridiculed.
Yeah.
I bought the property in 2007. It was farmed by a neighbor farmer, 2008, 2009, 2010. I farmed 2011, 2012, and 2013, baled hay. Nobody said anything to me in that 7 years about the Beast of Bray Road. And until September of 2013, when my neighbor told me. And then he started telling me about all the farmers that had seen it. Well, I knew those farmers. The one farmer who was sharecropping with me had seen it in 1999 on Bray Road, and nobody says anything. I talked to one farmer who had ran through his yard in 2014 and asked him if I could make a video of his experience. He goes, no. I said, I'll give you $150. He goes, no way. I don't want to be ridiculed. I ridiculed everybody, and I did not want to see it run through my property. I did not want to see it, and I'm not going to tell anybody I saw it. He did talk to me. He came down, or I went down and talked to him, but very, very tight-lipped, and I think it's getting more open. I think that society is accepting it more. You see more Bigfoot videos with the social media allowed now to put videos on. Some of them are hoax, but many of them are real.
Is the Beast of Bray Road different from Bigfoot?
One of my friends saw something. He saw a big black shaggy dog. That's what we hear a lot.
The Beast of Bray Road is famous worldwide. He's the most famous dog man. He's got big, tall ears, right? And the dog man does. Bigfoot, he acts different too. He acts different than the dog man, and dog man has, like dog legs, and Bigfoot is a big, shaggy, furry being. We've seen him twice, haven't we? We saw two of them at Storrs Lake in Milton, and they were just standing there looking at us frozen. And we know they're there because we hear them. They'll wood knock and all that stuff. I don't know that the dogman wood knocks or anything. And Bigfoot will build stick structures, and we don't seem to see any that the dogman makes. Although Lee said he saw some over there in the tree line when he first got this property, right?
Well, in 2014.
Yeah. So completely different creatures. Although a lot of people want to say, oh, well, you're not going to find a dog man in a Bigfoot's territory. They're all together. They don't, that's not true. They just want to make up stories to make it seem scarier, that's all.
Beast of Bray Road looks like an upright dog who is walking on bipedal, or walking on two legs. He's bipedal. I have absolute proof of that, and that's the one I'm studying, the cryptid that I am studying.
How did Linda's approach to the beast story influence your own work or perspective?
We used to go with her places and everything, but she was more of a writer and not an investigator. So she took our work and used it, and other people's sightings, and wrote them up.
No, we were pretty much total opposite. She was a reporter. She collected eyewitness reports and did an excellent job of reporting on them. She'd come out, and I would be doing experiments and things of that type, and she was very interested in them, but didn't understand what I was trying to do. But she's a great influence from the point that I read her books, and if you look in the book Monsters Among Us by Linda Godfrey, there's Roy Smith is in that book, 3 chapters, and that's me. She was influential from the point that it existed.
What do you think Linda would want people to understand about this phenomenon today?
That it's real, that it exists, and it's been around forever. She had that story of Mark Shackleman in 1936, where a beast, I don't think it's the same one, but a dog man was digging at a grave, or digging at a Indian mound, and he saw it at night, and it stood up on 2 legs and scared him, and then it ran off, and then he came back the next night, and it was digging at that grave again on St. Coletta's property, and it stood up and said, growled at him like Gadara, and then it ran away, and he kept that story to himself for 40 years probably, and he finally told his son, and then his son told Linda, but I think the beast has been around forever.
I think Linda would be and is happy with the promotion of the beast, or with the promotion of cryptids. That was her goal, was to bring them to light, bring them to the public. And you're here interviewing us now from the University of Whitewater, and that's a good sign that it's being in the media, it's being broadcast and being exposed and looked at more favorably, and looked at it, okay, what is this? Certainly her legacy has extended beyond her with her books that she's written and people have read. Linda would come here once every 6 months, and we would go out in the field. She just wanted to observe what I was doing, more than her looking for things. And we would talk about what my experiments were, and she was very interested in that, and sometimes gave some suggestions. We had experiences here with orbs and lights and sounds. She had experiences here. But her visiting my farm was more how Lee, what you doing now?
Right.
So.
Can you describe what led up to setting up trail cameras and monitoring your property?
Yes, the neighbor telling me that the werewolf was back on your property.
Yeah.
What is the most compelling piece of evidence or experience that you have personally witnessed?
I've seen thousands of tracks that are non-existent in the animal world. The smell's been out here. I have lights. I have thousands of pictures of lights and orbs, and I've seen it 3 times. I have pictures of it that I took with my iPhone 11. So you'd have to put a compilation of all my data to put together to recognize that, yes, there is a 7-foot tall dog man walking around on my farm. I don't think it's natural, because I have pictures of it, tracks ending. I have pictures of it materializing from one dimension to another dimension, portals. So, but I couldn't speculate on what it is because it doesn't follow our normal biological natural animal rules.
Have you ever felt personally threatened or watched while being on your property?
Watched all the time. Watched, yeah. Threatened? I mean, he hit my truck with a stick. He hit my truck with a rock. He's come by the side of my truck and growled at me. I guess I should say. It has howled, and it's turned my cameras. After I walk away, it'll turn my camera and play games with me and stuff. Personally threatened. I mean, it's huge. It's very strong, and it's got really sharp claws, and I know what it could do. If I go out by myself, I take a flare gun. It's just a gun. I don't want to hurt it, but I want to scare it away. It's only hurt one car that I know of. It jumped on the back of a car and scratched the car on Bray Road.
I remember that.
Yeah, and other than that, it's chased people and stopped. So, but like my neighbor lady said, if I go out there at night, she said, Lee, if you go out there at night, be careful. So I am careful.
Oh, good. How have skeptics reacted when they visit or hear about your evidence?
Probably 100% of them within 20 minutes say, wow, this thing's real.
Yeah, I mean, there's hard evidence. It's kind of hard to...
I have a lot of hard evidence, yes.
Yeah. What precautions do you take now that you did not before?
The only thing is, until I knew it was here, 2013, I was farming here for 3 years and didn't take any precautions, but now I take a flare gun if I go out at night alone. It's just really it's a emergency gun for Marine. It shoots a flare out, and I take that. I just put that in my truck, and and I don't walk around at night. I stay in my truck, or I stay near my truck. I would not walk across the half mile of my property at midnight in the dark. I would not do that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Donna and Jackie, what kinds of reports or encounters are still coming in today, and are sightings still happening?
Yeah, they're still happening. I have people that have seen it and reported it to me. They've seen it. There's a rock quarry over on Potter Road, and a guy that was working there saw it at least twice and heard it. And then there's reports all over this area. There's a guy down 11 that has seen UFOs by his property, and then they were camping out in their tent on his property one night, and something was playing with the tent, like brushing it and stuff. And I can't even tell you all the reports I've heard in this, all over southern Wisconsin. Mostly southeast Wisconsin is what I hear from, and there's countless reports of the beast. Maybe not the same one, but certainly these things exist.
Do you think there's more than one beast?
Oh yeah, he has 5 different tracks that are visiting, which I would have thought there was just one here, but we find 5 different tracks back there where he has that.
Oh, I was
sorry.
Like, no, you're good. I thought that was coming from my phone again. I was like, did you guys heard that, right?
What was that?
It was her phone.
It's a message on my phone. But Lee plowed up an area in the back to try and capture prints, and it looks like they have a party back there. They're not coyote prints because they're too big, and he's learned which one is which, and we see all the 5 different, different prints. And so, yeah, there's more than one back here. I think there's a whole family. Do they live right here? Do they come through portals? I mean, judging from his pictures, they come with UFOs and portals.
How do you separate folklore from firsthand accounts when investigating?
Well, when you talk to someone, you can tell, first of all, if you think they're genuine, if they've really seen something. And then folklore, you can tell that someone's telling the old you know, the old stories that have been around for so long. But you can weed out what is, you know, the stories that have been around for so long. I mean, I think I know all of them around here. I've read all of her books. I've studied all of them. I've talked to a lot of the people in the books and everything. And you can tell which ones are telling the truth and which ones are just making stuff up. Right. So, and folklore, there's folklore about the Dogman. He's been around since, he's on the Peary Reese map that was put together in 1516 or something by Peary Reese, and he was an explorer, but it was put together from much older maps, and there's upright dogmen on his atlas. So, you know, and then in history, Anubis and dog-headed beings.
There's even pictures on the cave walls back in the day and in the Bible.
And they're standing upright, like talking to people. You know, there's tribes of them. They've written about tribes of them. The famous historians like Pliny the Elder and other ones, and Plato, and they've passed these stories down about tribes of dogmen. They're dog-headed beings. They don't think anything of them. You know, they've been here, they are here, they have dog heads, and there you go. So they've been around, I think, for a long, long time.
Have you found any patterns in behavior, location, or time of year among the sightings?
I have not. We've tried to, like, is it at a full moon are they more active? In the fall, in the winter? No, not tonight.
Oh, just anytime, all the time. I haven't seen one time in particular. We really haven't seen any difference. You just never know when I think he's always out here, probably, but he doesn't always make himself known. So a lot of times, you know, at night, he's more free to, you know, spook you or try to scare you. And I don't know that it's just the dogman. You know, he has pictures of ghosts out here and just weird things and UFOs and orbs that will just come right up to you. They flew through your truck, right?
They've come inside the truck.
Yeah. So anytime, you never know.
What's your process when someone reaches out claiming that they've seen something unusual? Do they usually reach out to you?
Yeah, I mean, they might reach out to Lee. I don't know, but I get
the Facebook page.
Yeah, well, I've got that Beast of Bray Road Facebook page, and well, you know, just at the last event, there was a guy here that was telling us and showed us a picture of a dogman in his tree line behind his house, and it's one of the best pictures I've ever seen.
But other times it's just, are you just making this up? I mean, if we can go, we're gonna go. But how much truth to it, or like I said, I don't do Facebook, so I don't get any of those. But when people show us pictures, that's good.
Yeah, and then, you know, how did we find out about Avon Bottoms? Oh, Katie Zahn saw 3 dogmen drinking from the Sugar River, cupping their hands and drinking like that. And then she saw them and they started walking towards her, so she took off. And then Linda wrote about that in her book. So we've been to Avon Bottoms.
Avon Bottoms is one scary place.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really get scared per se, but there, it's frightening from the time you drive in to the time you leave. Something weird always happens there.
Yeah, like some big creature standing next to your car while you're watching an orb sitting on the river, UFO, Men in Black.
Last time we were there, a canoe came up the river, and 2 people got out wearing hazmat suits. And we're like,
just
what
the
in
weirdest stuff
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
And then they didn't say a word. They just quickly got up, packed up, and got in their truck and left. We're like,
and a Suburban pulls in, an old Suburban, and pulls around and facing my vehicle and touching my bumper and shined his bright lights on us. And then we sat there, we were scared to death. We're never scared out here. Avon Bottoms is different,
it's
though.
creepy.
And so then,
it's evil. It's evil. There.
Yeah, evil. Yeah, I think there's something evil out there. We know there's Bigfoot, but I don't know what else. And then he backed up and he pulled next to my vehicle and he almost hit my mirror. And we looked in his vehicle and there was nobody in there. It's like he was almost trying to get us out of there. So
Creepy.
Yes.
Way creepy.
Yeah.
Way.
Avon
And scary,
Bottoms is very scary.
Yeah.
We're never scared out here.
No, it's not that scary. I mean, sure, there's the excitement and you want to see something, but not terror like it is.
Yeah.
Right. Have you or do you ever collaborate with local law enforcement or cryptozoologists?
The one time we did show a Milton police officer, because he thought we were down by the pond, like gonna rob the house. He says, I don't know what you're doing out here. And I said, we're finding Bigfoot prints. Do you want to see? And I took my camera out and I showed him, and he didn't say anything, and he just laughed. Yeah, I think might have scared him.
Probably just thought you were crazy or
Yeah.
something. At least it got you away.
Yeah. I mean, come on. We're out in a public.
It was a public
Yeah,
park.
the Ice Age trail goes right through there, and we had someone who had seen a dog man out there. So we're out there looking for prints around the pond, and there were a lot. And he's like, well,
What are you girls
What are you
doing out
doing?
here? So
Yeah.
it's dark, and what are you ladies doing? And we're like,
wasn't even really dark yet.
no, it's getting dark. But
And he
we're
goes, we're just looking for dogman prints and Bigfoot. And he says, oh, I thought maybe you're trying to rob the people.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, we're in the mud by the pond. And nowhere walking towards that house. And he didn't believe us until I
house
showed
is
him the
way
picture.
away.
Yeah,
Well, good thing you had the pictures.
yeah. And I showed him, he just didn't say anything, walked away. I mean,
That was your.
I mean, if we had a reason to talk to a police officer, we would. You haven't either, have you?
Oh, no.
No, No.
I tried once to a sergeant. He laughed at me, so I'm like,
Yeah.
Talked with one sheriff who had absolutely seen it 3 times.
How'd you find him?
Linda,
Oh, okay.
we went
Okay.
to they moved to Upper UP when they retired like 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
He was a sheriff and she was a sheriff at the county jail.
Oh, okay. Cool.
All right, and then this is back to all of you again. Do you think that the beast is a single entity, a species, or something symbolic of something deeper? There are several proposed theories debunking that the Beast of Bray Road isn't just a regular animal like a gray wolf or a bear with mange. What is your response to all these skepticisms, and what do you think the beast actually is?
it's not a dog. It's not a bear with mange. If it looked like a dog, it would look like an Irish wolfhound.
So if these shows come out here like Pat Spain and Expedition X and all these people, and they look at these pictures, and then they'll still say on the TV when they do the program that they think it's oversized wolf or a bear with mange, and it's like, you saw the pictures. If you see the pictures he has, how could you say that? And so they're just following the show and what the show wants them to say.
Right.
But there's no way it's anything. It's not a physical animal, just a regular animal that's out here. It's able to cloak. It's able to, it comes with UFOs, comes through portals. He's got pictures of them, so you can't tell me that it's just, if there was just an animal out here, everybody would be seeing it,
Right.
but they're not,
Right.
so.
Well, what was the question?
You're good.
That was all of it.
Do you think that the beast is a single entity, a species, or something symbolic of something deeper? And what is your response to people thinking that it could just be a gray wolf or a bear with mange or any other common animal?
Well, its habits are not of any natural animal. It's not a deer, it's not a coyote, it's not a bear, it's not a upright wolf. I mean, it's too small. Upright wolf would be too small. The pictures I have and my physical seeing of it's at least 7 feet tall, and the shoulders are 3.5 feet wide. So it's huge, and it's very heavy, and it's very, very strong and very, very intelligent. So it's a unique. Cryptid is probably the word. Supernatural. I like that word because it's not natural, and it doesn't exhibit natural tendencies.
What role do you think belief and perception play in how people interpret sightings?
I think they probably think that it's just an imagination or a story's made up until they actually see it. Once you see it, there's no going back, you know. And some people are more open to hearing of others' encounters, and they believe. But there are some people that, you know, some of these people around here just say, nope, doesn't exist, don't want to know about it, blah, that's it, you know.
Well, certainly any type of situation where you have mass viewings of something, there's an interpretation sent to other people. We have communication, non-verbal communication amongst our species, and there's going to be situations where somebody said, well, I heard about that, and now I saw it, and they may have just seen a shadow. But certainly that's a possibility.
Do you think that mass hysteria caused people to produce sightings that might not have happened? And if so, how does this affect real sightings' credibility?
Maybe some people, but from what I've experienced around here with the Dogman and Bigfoot, I don't see anyone making up things. I see more of that on YouTube. It's just the most outrageous stories. And but everyone I know around here and around our Bigfoot and people that I know, nobody's making stuff up. They've had actual sightings, or they believe, or they think they might have seen something. But if you talk to them, you always know who's. And you know, I don't think I've talked to anyone who I thought was making something up. But if you look at YouTube or different groups on Facebook, yeah, a lot of making up stuff.
Well, certainly in this immediate area, I don't think anybody is making anything up, because they don't. First of all, if they tell you they saw it, they wouldn't make it up, because they don't even want to be telling you that they saw it. So, I believe everybody that I've talked to in my immediate area here. That's the only people I've talked to. It's farmers nearby here, and I certainly think they're all as truthful as they can be.
How do you handle skepticism from both outsiders and within yourself?
It used to bother us. It used to bother me when we first started, so I'd stopped. Now I don't care. Just don't care.
I'm sure you just get plenty of skepticism, even from the cops that just like left you.
Yeah, if you don't want to believe, don't. Simple as that.
Yeah, that's the point. I've never been one to want to try and prove anything to anybody, but like my brother and my cousin used to poo-poo Bigfoot until I showed them the picture of the Bigfoot sitting up in a tree by Lima Marsh, and they said, oh, there's something going on. But otherwise, I don't talk to just anybody about it. My husband's family, I'll talk to my husband, he believes, and my kids and stuff, but I don't talk to other people about it, because I don't want to hear, someone saying, blah, 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 and why waste your time?
Right.
I'm not out to prove anything, I don't care.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's similar. I mean, certainly skeptics exist. I existed, 12 years ago, and could be simply not a lack of knowledge or naiveness, or just an unwilling to try and think outside of our present reality.
What has this mystery taught you about human nature or the unexplained?
There's a lot to the unexplained that will never be explained.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't want to believe that there's something else going on. I mean, finally, with all the evidence of UFOs and stuff, not that I think they're all UFOs, I think a lot of it are our own drones, and our government is trying to confuse people with UFO sightings and trying to make them think that everything is a UFO, which they're not. But, I just don't care what other people think, and I just research and
draw your own conclusions.
Yeah. Yep.
What was the question again?
What has this mystery taught you about human nature or the unexplained?
Well, it's science hasn't found the answer yet. I mean, you can go back to 100 years ago, and they thought that rats were generated from rags and stuff. And of course, Einstein said there were black holes 50 years before they found the black holes. Mathematics says there's multi-universes. We have no way of determining those multi-universes on a science scale, but we do on a mathematics scale. So a lot of my research that I do, I just think maybe 50 years from now, there'll be some more scientific discoveries that will give some light to some of my pictures, and they'll say, "Oh, Lee Hampel had that, in 2025," and they'll be very welcome to use it. And that's from the scientific point of view that the knowledge we have now compared to what we had even 50 years ago is multiplied many times.
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that people always think they know everything about what's on this earth. Like, even if you think of under the ocean, there's so much that is unexplored because we can't get to it, that we just think it doesn't exist. But there's just so much that we don't know. I think it's kind of absurd that people think they know everything just because they haven't seen it.
People are becoming more accepting, I think, of that there could be an upright dog man walking around. I think it's become more accepted now.
What keeps you interested or emotionally connected to this mystery after all these years?
The excitement of it, hoping to see something.
Yeah, it's fun. We like to be scared, so we go to scary places. But, it's always just fun. We're just looking for fun. Adventure. This is our adventure.
I mean, just try to get as much data as I can collect in my lifetime, and data that people possibly can use in the future.
I didn't think there were Bigfoot and dogmen in Wisconsin. So, you always hear about Bigfoot out west, California, Oregon, Washington, but I didn't think they were right here. Well, they're everywhere. So is the dogman. I mean, there's way more Bigfoot, I think, but there's a lot of dogmen, and it's fun to go walk. Even if you don't see anything, it's fun to go walking in the woods, walking on the trails. It's beautiful out here. Here and, by Storrs Lake and any lake. I think mostly by any lake, and if there's woods, you're probably going to find a Bigfoot or something,
Well, it's pretty much consumed my retirement because trying to think of new experiments, collecting data. I have 5 cameras out. One camera had 30,000 pictures on it in August. Haven't got through those yet, and just the amount of evidence and also, I started saying yes to podcasts 3 years ago. I did not do that before, so I do podcasts with people, and of course there's been production companies here that have produced for Travel Channel and Discovery Channel, and so pretty much it's my retirement.
Well, I'd love to work with you guys in the future for sure, too, especially this has a lot more information than, one would think, and I'd love to get it out, yeah.
He lives right here, so.
Yeah. Do you think that there will ever be definitive proof, or is this mystery itself the point?
Oh, this mystery is a mystery. There'll never be anything there hasn't been in forever, since the dawn of time. I don't think there ever will be.
Well, look how long it's taken people to accept the fact that there's UFOs here. So to admit, and Bigfoot. People just blow off Bigfoot and laugh, and UFOs are starting to be more acceptive of it. It's going to take years to accept that there's a dogman, unless you've seen his pictures or seen one for yourself.
Right.
I
feel like there's always going to be someone skeptical.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Because if you can't, there's a lot of people still that don't believe in UFOs, even though it's all over the news all the time. And there's video, although most of them are not UFOs. They're probably drones and stuff, or things that our government puts out trying to fool people. But, it's just going to take, I don't know, not in my lifetime anyway. Right. Nobody's going to accept the dogman. I mean, they're having such a hard time with Bigfoot, and they're way more plentiful than dogman, I think.
Right.
Well, academia has to accept it, and that's not feasible right now, not plausible right now. I've talked with the University of Wisconsin. I've talked with other universities, Duke University, and tried to get them to provide a research project here. And
is that an eagle?
I think so.
It is an eagle.
That's what I thought. No, sorry.
You're good.
Yeah, that's an eagle.
And all of them say, like the professor at University of Wisconsin said, well, I can't get a grant for that. So until we get academia, we get the government, and we get grants available, we get activity from that area, the university area, the academia area, it will just be a speculation process until that comes about. When? 50 years, 100 years, 150 years, 200 years? Sure.
How do you hope future generations remember or approach the Bray Road story?
I hope they approach it with enthusiasm and not that it's just some farce.
I hope that there's more younger people interested, and it seems from what the people that come here to see Lee's conferences and stuff, and I get really happy when I see young people like you who are interested at least in hearing the stories and looking into it. We need more people like you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Open-minded. Just be open-minded. Look at the data. Don't make up stories about the data. Look at the pictures or come and, evaluate for yourself, but be open-minded.
How can people get involved, whether it be with you guys or just cryptids, anomalies, stuff like that?
If they want to get involved, just look up. Just watch the sky.
I think that, first of all, you start with somewhere where someone's had a sighting of something. So if someone's seen a Bigfoot somewhere, that's what we did, and it was there. So you have to have a location. I mean, unless you've accidentally seen one, but you have to start with the location where they've been seen, or start with the Beast of Bray Road where it's been seen. Although it's hard out here because it's all private property. So there's nowhere for people. There would be so many people out here, but there's nowhere to park. The police come right away if you stop. You start with a sighting and you go from there. And you go to that area, but you go and go and go and just keep going. Right away, we found that Bigfoot she mentioned in her book. We found, oh my God, there was the people that live next door to the woods said that she saw a big, 7-foot beast standing between her yard and the woods, and it growled at her, and she took off inside the house. And then the son told us that there was a shelter in the woods next door, and we went and looked at it.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
The shelter was just amazing.
Yeah, it was, it was just a small area, but we found it in Linda's book. And we went to the spot. There it was. Yeah.
Well, approach it with research, just like any other project. You got research with books. You have research now with social media that is very available. And, go through that process of research just like you would anything else that you wanted to approach. Let's say you want to be a quantum physicist. You would start with a research project, and as you are doing right today, a research project.
Well, those were my last questions. Thank you guys all for meeting with me. It was nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks.
Thank you for working with us.
We're so glad you're interested.
Yeah, I know.
Fun.
I'm really glad that I came out and talked to you guys. I feel like there's so much here. Thank you for listening to this week's episode. If you are interested in learning more about the Beast of Bray Road or getting involved, reach out to Donna via her Facebook group or research on your own with the various materials at your disposal. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye!